Chapter 1. The Humble Beginnings of Henry Royce. Henry Frederick Royce, known as Henry Royce, was born in 1863 in Alwalton, England, the youngest of 5 siblings in a poor family. His parents ran a flour mill, but by the time Henry was 4, the business failed due to financial struggles, forcing the family to move to London to survive. With barely enough to eat, education was a luxury Henry could not afford. His childhood was defined by work, not school. In 1872, his father passed away, plunging the already impoverished family into deeper hardship. At just 9 years old, Henry sold newspapers to help make ends meet. By age 15, he was apprenticed at the Great Northern Railway Company, where he began learning engineering. Despite his circumstances, Henry was determined to rise above poverty. He saved a portion of his meager wages and, with some help from relatives, pursued education in his spare time, focusing on foreign languages and electrical engineering. However, at 17, unable to afford both living expenses and schooling, Henry was forced to abandon his studies and work full-time. Chapter 2. Early Career and Entrepreneurial Spirit. Henry Royce worked for various electrical companies in London and Liverpool, gaining valuable experience. His dedication paid off when, at age 19, he became chief engineer at Maxim Western Electric Company. However, the company went bankrupt in 1884, leaving Henry unemployed. Undeterred, he decided to stop working for others and start his own business. Partnering with his friend and colleague Ernest Claremont, Henry co-founded F.H. Royce and Company in Manchester, specializing in electrical equipment. After tireless effort, they produced a highly successful product, an electric doorbell that outperformed competitors. The doorbell became a hit, boosting sales and establishing the company's reputation. Henry and Ernest expanded their offerings to include more complex products like electric generators and cranes, laying the foundation for future ambitions. Chapter 3. The Birth of the Royce Car. Driven by a vision to create luxury vehicles, Henry Royce designed and built 3 remarkable cars in 1904, naming them the Royce 10. The first was for himself, the second for his friend Ernest Claremont, and the third was sold to Charles Stuart Rolls, a wealthy car enthusiast and entrepreneur. These cars showcased Henry's engineering prowess and marked the beginning of his journey into the automotive industry. Chapter 4. The Rise of Charles Rolls. Charles Stuart Rolls, born in 1877 to an aristocratic family, grew up with wealth and opportunity, a stark contrast to Henry's upbringing. Fascinated by machinery from a young age, Charles studied at Cambridge and owned his first car at 18. His passion for automobiles led his father to fund the creation of C.S. Rolls and Company, a company importing and selling French cars. Charles was not only a businessman, but also an avid racer and adventurer, competing in car races, flying hot air balloons over 100 times, and even earning a pilot's license with his own airplane. His love for high-performance vehicles made him a perfect candidate to appreciate the Royce 10, sparking his interest in collaborating with Henry Royce. Chapter 5. The Founding of Rolls-Royce. In 1904, Charles Rolls and Henry Royce formed a partnership, officially launching Rolls-Royce in 1906. At 27, Charles was a savvy entrepreneur with an extensive network, while Henry, at 41, brought decades of engineering expertise. Despite their age and background differences, Their complementary skills made them an ideal team. They were joined by Claude Johnson, Charles's business partner, who became the managing director and shaped the brand's vision. In 1906, Rolls-Royce introduced the Silver Ghost, which Claude boldly marketed as not one of the best cars, but the best car in the world. This confident branding captured the attention of the elite, establishing Rolls-Royce as the pinnacle of luxury automobiles. Chapter 6: Tragedy and Resilience. The Rolls-Royce brand quickly gained fame, particularly among the wealthy, as its cars became symbols of prestige. However, tragedy struck in 1910 when Charles Rolls, pursuing his passion for aviation, died in a plane crash at Bournemouth at age 32. His death was a devastating blow, but Henry Royce transformed his grief into determination. He worked relentlessly to elevate the brand, designing cutting-edge cars and perfecting engines. Beyond automobiles, Henry contributed to Britain's war effort during World War I by developing aircraft engines, further solidifying Rolls-Royce's reputation for engineering excellence. Chapter 7: Henry Royce's Legacy and Decline. Henry Royce's relentless work ethic took a toll on his health. He continued to innovate, but his condition deteriorated and he passed away in 1933 at age 70. Despite his death, the legacy of Charles Rolls and Henry Royce endured. Successors carried the brand forward, introducing iconic models like the Phantom, Ghost, Wraith, Dawn, and Cullinan, which became global symbols of wealth and power. Chapter 8: Rolls-Royce in the Modern Era. Today, Rolls-Royce is owned by the BMW Group, continuing its tradition of crafting the world's most luxurious vehicles. The brand's journey from Henry Royce's humble beginnings to its status as a hallmark of prestige reflects the vision, resilience, and ingenuity of its founders. Rolls-Royce remains a testament to their dream of creating unparalleled excellence in engineering and design.